Hello everyone. In this video I will talk about William Blake, who is hailed as a romantic poet in literature. I will talk about some of his important works and also the kind of poetry he wrote. So without much ado, let's begin. William Blake was born in 1757 and died in 1827. So if you take his lifespan into consideration, he falls well within the romantic age that is usually said to have begun in the late 18th century after the publication of lyrical ballads. This was published by Wordsworth and Coleridge in 1798, and it continued roughly till the third decade of the 19th century, that is 1832, when Walter Scott died and the Reform Bill was introduced. After the Romantic Age, we all know that the Victorian Age takes over. Now we have to know that one of Blake's greatest work, Songs of Innocence and Experience, was published in two phases. Songs of Innocence was published in 1789 and Songs of Experience were published in 1794. But these are not acknowledged as a starting point of Romanticism, and that is why William Blake is also called a pre-Romantic poet. Now if we talk about Romantic poets, we can safely say that they loved nature and used the power of imagination to write poetry. Apart from that, they also used supernatural elements. Many poems are even filled with melancholia. Just look at the poetry of Wordsworth, Coleridge or Keats. Their poems are all about nature. Taking these things into consideration, William Blake is undeniably a romantic poet. His poems like The Lamb, The Tiger, Spring, Autumn are all objects of nature. So we can say that the objects of nature are subjects of his poetry. But William Blake, despite being a romantic poet, wrote poems of a kind which crosses the barriers of Romanticism. For example, his poems are filled with satires and allusions. Now, satires were mastered by Alexander Pope, who belonged to the Augustan period. The Augustan period lasted till the 1740s, a decade before William Blake was even born. But the elements of satire can also be found in a poem like, say, Holy Thursday by Blake. It is a scathing attack on organized religion. This is why he is known as a religious radical, meaning he wrote poetry associated with religion and never shied away to point out the corruption associated with it. Nevertheless, it doesn't take him away from the rightful position as a romantic poet. Till now, we got to know that William Blake was a pre-romantic and also a religious radical. I have to mention here that Blake was a political and artistic radical as well. Though he was not affiliated to any well-established political party, he scorned or hated the exploitation done by the ruling class. We get to know about this in the poem called The Chimney Sweeper. It has been published in both Songs of Innocence and Experience, where he blames the priests and kings for the deplorable condition of their lives. It is also said that William Blake defended the liberty of poets, that there should not be any restrictions for artists. Blake himself wrote a kind of poetry which was not seen by the preceding ages. Now I want to ask you a question. When I say about poetry, what comes to your mind? Probably say a piece of writing in the poetic form, in stanzas having rhyme and rhythm, isn't it? So far as writing stanzas with rhyme and rhythm is concerned, Blake is not different from any other poet. But he was definitely different in one aspect. He painted his words and did illustrations to explain the meanings. Let me show you some examples. Look at these images. You can see the painting as well as the poem together, right? These paintings were made by William Blake himself. He beautifully decorated the words and described the tone of the poem through his illustrations. So his paintings are called illuminated paintings because he wrote texts on copper plates, because this was trending at that point of time. This skill enabled him to earn a place not only in literary history but also art history. And his work, The Marriage of Heaven and Hell and Milton, are among the most popular illuminated books. If you have noticed, the title of my video is also William Blake as a poet, and this is precisely because of this reason. We can see him as a poet, no doubt about it, but also as a reputed painter. But I think you are wondering right now, thinking from where did he get these ideas, right? because to draw something, first you have to visualize it in your mind, isn't it? So, Blake actually said that he saw things, he could visualize. So, all the paintings and poems are the result of Blake's visions. He even said that he saw Ezekiel, who is a prophet. That is why he is also called a visionary poet. Not only his visions, but there were other things that inspired to write poetry as well. Among them, the Holy Bible is one of them. It inspired him to write poetry. That is why there are many biblical allusions or references in his poems. But as he was born in a dissenting family tradition, he was critical of the Church of England. His ideas are said to be eclectic, meaning they are derived from a variety of sources, and also syncretic, meaning he combined different cultures and traditions in his poetry. Apart from that, he used symbols in his poetry. There is a whole book dedicated to the symbols of William Blake. You will find entries on tiger, sun, winter, spring, and many more in this book. You can check it out. With this, we have come to the end. I hope you understood the kind of poet William Blake was. Thanks for watching the video.